Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Mike Tomlin speaks out on TJ Watt tying career high versus Raiders. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 32-13 in Week 6. It was only the second time since the start of the 2021 season that the Steelers defeated an opponent by at least 19 points. But the game could have been a lot closer if not for TJ Watt. The four-time first-team All-Pro didn't have any sacks. But he tied a career high with 2 forced fumbles, the last of which came at the 1-yard line for the Raiders' offense. After the victory, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin expressed a strong appreciation for Watt's performance. "Can't say enough about TJ Watt that hasn't already been said in terms of his ability to impact the game in a variety of ways," Tomlin told reporters. "It is special. We're not surprised by it. But it's still special." It was Watt's 5th game with 2 forced fumbles in his NFL career. The last time Watt had 2 forced fumbles in a contest was Week 1 of the 2023 season. The Steelers entered Week 6 without edge rushers Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig. On October 12, the team also placed defensive end DeMarvin Leal on injured reserve. So, the Steelers badly needed Watt to play like the star he is versus the Raiders. He didn't disappoint. Although he didn't record a sack, Watt forced 2 fumbles. Defensive lineman Keanu Benton recovered the first Watt forced fumble at the Raiders' 30-yard line with 2:39 remaining in the first half. The Steelers converted the takeaway into a touchdown, which gave them their first lead of the day. They didn't relinquish that lead the rest of the afternoon. Watt's second forced fumble came with the Steelers leading 22-7. The Raiders, though, were 1 yard away from pulling back to within a touchdown. But for the second time, Watt punched the ball free on a running play. Safety Deshaun Elliott recovered the loose ball. "I don't know what other way to state it other than I'm not surprised by it, but it doesn't make it any less amazing," Tomlin told the media. "If you've been around him during the course of his career here, you just know that he's going to seize those moments. He's going to rise up and be what we need him to be in some form or fashion. I just think today was a reflection of it. It's just another chapter in his awesome story that is his career." Watt has led the NFL in sacks 3 times in the past 4 seasons. He had 4.5 sacks in the first 5 games this season and became the second fastest player in NFL history to reach 100 career sacks during Week 5. But without Highsmith and Herbig versus the Raiders, Watt told the media that he knew he was going to have to find a different method for impacting the game other than sacks. "I understand that, at a certain point, if they want to truly eliminate you getting to the quarterback by getting the ball out quick, with slides and chips, a team can pretty much do that," Watt told the media. "So I'm going to have to try and find ways to continue to affect the game as much as possible. I've been doing the punch-out since back to Tim Tybesar in college at Wisconsin. He coached Peanut Tillman in Chicago, and he used to tell me that Peanut used to always get a ball out in practice. I've carried that with me, and it's been something that I've continued to try and do." Typically, Watt registers his forced fumbles on sacks. But Week 6 was the first time in Watt's career that he posted 2 forced fumbles with 0 sacks. How serious is Zach Frazier's injury? Pittsburgh Steelers rookie Zach Frazier left Sunday's game with what the team classified as an ankle injury. A defender rolled up on him in the late stages of the third quarter and he quickly exited the game. While the Steelers initially listed him as questionable to return, they downgraded him to doubtful, and he remained out. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin could not offer much about Frazier after the game beyond confirming their view of an ankle injury and that they would further evaluate it. Nobody who had any connection with the team sounded any major alarms. You might have seen some Twitter doctor or two offer a more worrying take, but they have no direct knowledge. Generally speaking, serious injuries generate some kind of news by now, with news leaking overnight. It's possible that the Steelers may have waited to get back to Pittsburgh to put Zach Frazier through some confirmation tests, but we'll have to see where things go. Frazier has been arguably the Steelers' best offensive lineman, a day-one starter who had played every snap up to his injury. They went out this offseason looking for the next great Steelers center, and they may have found him. But the question is when they will see him on the field again. I don't imagine it will be too long, but the Steelers have 2 games before their bye. Will Zach Frazier return to the fold over the course of the next 2 weeks? Just by the look on his face when the injury occurred, I wouldn't be surprised if he misses some time. But that's a completely unqualified assessment, so that doesn't really matter, does it? If the Steelers are without Zach Frazier for some time, they will likely turn to Ryan McCullum, who filled in for the final 20 minutes. He functioned as well as one could reasonably expect, which he should, already having years in the system. Spencer Anderson would be the backup center, but they would definitely have to add somebody. Steelers RB continues recruiting Davante Adams. Following the Pittsburgh Steelers' 4th win of the 2024 NFL season over Las Vegas, running back/wide receiver Cordarrelle Patterson took to social media to attempt to recruit current Raiders wide receiver, Davante Adams. Adams has not played since Week 3 and has requested a trade away from the Raiders organization. Following the first near-complete game by both sides of the ball ending in a 32-13 domination by Patterson's team against Adams' team, Patterson took to X to make his pitch to Adams. This wasn't the first time Patterson worked towards his team landing Adams. When an interview of Adams with FanDuel TV's K. Adams was posted by Ari Merev in which Adams remarked on a lack of communication from the Raiders organization, Patterson took to the comment section to voice his opinion. Patterson isn't the only Steeler pitching the team to Adams. On an appearance on the Sick podcast, Deshaun Elliott made quite the pitch for Adams, saying he would sell his car for it to happen. "If we need to sell my G-Wagon, Mercedes-Benz G-Class, we can sell it. I would love to have him," Elliott said. The addition of Adams would be monumental for a team that seemed to have found their footing in the passing game for the first time in their win against the Raiders. Quarterback Justin Fields threw for 145 yards and no interceptions, keeping a relatively clean sheet throughout the game. At the end of the day, it is unlikely that the social media pitches of current players have any real impact on the actions taken by Omar Khan and the rest of the front office. However, the idea that a move for him would be well received by the players on the team is encouraging in the case that a move is executed. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Davante Adams? Leave your opinion in the comments.